Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to save your work in Cohler Classical. Like most everything, it's either done automatically in the background or it's one click away. So the most basic way, of course, is if you've modified something, it will say modified up in the menu bar, and you click on the save button here at the left edge of the toolbar, and then it saves it and modified goes away. You can also do that with the letter S, is the keystroke, and it's also in the File menu under File, Save, Project. So that's your basic project file save. But there are many, many other ways of saving things in Cohler Classical. Let's start, for example, if we make an edit. Whenever you make an edit to any audio in Cohler Classical, it's automatically and immediately saved. So if I go in to edit, let's say, this crossfade here, I do that by typing the keystroke F with my cursor near the fade. Now I'm in that fade. Now once I'm inside there, you see it already says modified. Let's say I adjust this by dragging the left side here and making the fade a little longer. That's modified. Now when I go to exit the fade, which I do with the escape key, which is also edit, exit, crossfade, just escape key, it will immediately save. You can see it's saved. So every time I do an edit, Cohler Classical saves. Let's say I want to undo that edit that I just did. I can hit Command Z, and it undoes the complete edit that I just did. Let's say I want to do a source destination edit. So I set an in point here, an out point here, an in point here, in the destination, out point here. I do the edit. As soon as that edit is done, it's saved. Okay? And again, I can undo it with one click, Command Z, undone, and it's saved. So every time you edit some audio, it's automatically saved. Some commands, like selecting an item and so forth, don't immediately save. So if I click here to select, it says modified because now I've selected a different item, or if I select a different group, it's modified because it's in that new position. But if I were to do an edit, it would immediately save. Now, there's another layer of saving which you can get from the Options menu. If you go to Options, General, down at the bottom, Background Autosave in seconds. Right now it's set to 0, which means it's disabled. If I set that to a number of seconds, it will automatically save within that number of seconds from any time it says modified in the menu bar. So let's set that to 2, for example. So I'll put a 2 there. Click OK. Now you'll notice it saved automatically because it was modified. If I click to a new group, it's modified, and then within 2 seconds, it saves it. Okay? So now you're set so that all of your changes within 2 seconds of making them are automatically saved into the RPP file, no matter what. So that's another level of saving. Now, the next level of saving is that Cohler Classical is set so that every 4 minutes, the system saves a backup into the folder called Backups underneath where your project is. So if we go to the project folder, we can go File, Show Paths, Project. That'll take us to where the project folder is. And this thing, Appalachian Spring Copy, is the file I'm working on. And inside this same directory is a folder called Backups. In that directory, you'll see that every 4 minutes there's a time-stamped copy at 151, 146, 142, 138. It's saving that out every 4 minutes. Now, if you want to restore that snapshot, so let's say you made a mistake or you did something bad that you want to go back to where you were a half an hour ago, we can do that in one click also. All you do is you go to the File menu, Restore Backup. When you click Restore Backup, it will open up that Backups folder. You now just choose the one you want to back up to. Let's say we want to go back up to where we were at 13:22 p.m. today. So I just choose that. I click Open. It's now doing several things. First of all, it's saving the current version out to a snapshot. So we're doing a snapshot now at 1:52 p.m. It's going to save that out. Then it's going to grab the one from 1:22 p.m., copy it up into the directory, rename it correctly, and load it onto the screen. So I will be, in one click, I'll be back to where I was at 1:22 p.m. Now this file is a very large file, has several thousand files in it, so it takes a minute or two here. There we are. Now we're back to where we were at 1:22 p.m. today. And the snapshot of where I was just now was saved. So if I want to go back to where I was, I can say Restore Backup, and you'll see that there's a snapshot that was at 1:51. That's the one we just were. So if I want to go back to there, I can click on that. Click that, open that. It'll now go through the same process again. So in one click, you can get back to any 4-minute snapshot. We also have, once this is back, I'll show you the undo history. With Command Z, you can undo commands one at a time. And that has the capability also of undoing edits, complete fade edits as well in one click. There we are. Okay, so now we're back to where we were. So if you open up under Edit, Undo History, you can see all the commands that have executed since the file was loaded. In this case, it's initial state because we just loaded it. So, but as I do commands, they get saved in the undo history, and they can be undone using the edit undo command, and they can be redone using the redo command. So Command Z and Shift Command Z. And if you want to see them all, it's Option Command Z. So let's say, for example, I do something quick here. I come in here and I want to do an in point here, an out point here, and I want to just delete that piece of audio. So I do Command Delete. So just deleted that and put a crossfade there. So you see in the undo history is delete, ripple, and crossfade at 19:55:37. If I want to undo that, I just do Command Z. So now that edit has been undone, and I'm back to where I was, where I created the out marker. I can even undo an out marker creation, just Command Z. In fact, I can click to a point where I want to go. If I want to go back all the way to initial state, I can double click on initial state. That brings me back to where I was when we loaded the file. So you can undo commands, you can redo commands, you can save with an S or a click on the button, you can auto save in the background, and your background snapshots are happening automatically every 4 minutes. If you want to change the frequency of those snapshots, you can do that as well in the REAPER preferences. If you go to Edit, Preferences, here it is. It's under Project, Preferences, Project. You can see it's set right now for every 4 minutes. So you can do it every 4 minutes, or you can do it every 1 minute, or every 10 minutes, whatever you'd like to do. You can update that as well. So that's all there is to saving your work in Cohler Classical.